Okay, we're going to look at some problems with integer division and numbers that use decimals. We know that if you divide two whole numbers, integers, you get an integer as a result, and of course you can also determine the remainder with the percent sign. If you still want to get a float or a double as the single result, then you need to convert one of the integer and you can do that multiple ways. The book over here introduces the static cast. And the way that that works is that it takes some variable, in this case it's the number of books, an integer, and it converts it to a double. And the static cast means that it's done just for these purposes. It does not change books to a double permanently, but only for the purpose of this calculation. Okay, so we're going to use this little program that asks for the number of books that you plan to read and how many months it's going to take, and then it's going to calculate the number of books per month. And we're going to use the numbers 22 books and 3 months. Now, like I said, the book uses the static cast to change one of them into a double. And then when you divide the double by an integer, you get a double again, so you get the correct result. But there are also some other ways to do that. So we're going to look at each one of them. So over here, 22 books that we're planning to read and 3 months that we plan to read them. Okay, so let's look at the different outputs. Over here we have wrong output by just dividing the integer by the integer, and we just get the whole number, 7 books. In the chapter over here it introduces the static cast, and what it does is it converts this integer books to a double, and then we divide the double by an integer and we get the correct result over here. An easier way of doing it, frankly, is if you multiply one of the integers by 1.0, and you do that over here. So now by multiplying the integer with 1.0, which is a double, then you get the double here, and you get the correct result over here. Now you need to be a little bit careful with it if you multiply months by 1.0, because of the sequence of execution of those single steps. What it's going to be doing over here is divide the books by the months, and those are both integers. So it will give you 7 as the result for integer division, and then you multiply it by 1.0, which makes the 7 a double, but that's still the incorrect result. You have lost the remainder. So what you want to do is make sure that if you do if you use the last integer over here, you need to force this to be done first, and you will get the correct result. So look at the format of the static cast over here.